right. I don't really know what to say. I'm incredibly proud of our team. I'm happy for the 12s, happy for our city. What an atmosphere, just to be able to take it in after and understand what our team's been able to do up to this point and how they've done it. We're just blessed, just really blessed that we got a heck of a group and a great organization and a great owner and the best fans. So it's humbling too, and it's just pretty awesome. It's just, I don't know, I'm kind of speechless. But just really, really proud of our guys. It was a team win. We didn't play our best game on defense. We made enough plays to win. You got to give them a lot of credit. They had a great game plan. Did some things we weren't ready for. We had to adjust again. Par for the course for their offense, and it's a team win. Special teams had to pick it up. The drive at the end on offense was just tremendous. I thought Clint called a great game, and then you can't talk about the game without talking about our quarterback. I mean, he just shut a lot of people up tonight, so I'm really happy for him.
What do you think got you to this point? If you could key out tonight, what it took to win?
Anyway, I don't know if anybody can hear me afterward, but the power of 12 as one is real, Just synergy, people buying in, doing it together. We don't have a bunch of superstars and all that. We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected and doesn't blink and plays the whole game.
Mike, you kind of alluded to it there at the end, but there was sort of this narrative after earlier this season about whether or not Sam is a big game quarterback. What do you think he showed today?
300 and something yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Every time they went and scored again, he came back, made some big time throws on third down, the 2-minute drive, the 4-minute drive. The guy barely practiced all week, Just really happy for him. He deserves it. Just been a rock for us the whole year. So just really happy for him.
The way the defense held up on the drive after they got to the 6 there, and the 2 plays that Devin kind of made in the end zone.
Oh my God. That's Devin Witherspoon. That's him. We actually didn't even execute that play well on the 4th down, but he just covered his guy forever and just refused to let his guy catch the ball. And that's who he is. That's who he is every day. That's who he is every day, so incredibly proud of him.
Coach, this is 5 games against the Rams in 2 years. Total point advantage, you 3 in all 5 games. What is it about McVay's teams that seem to bring out the best in these matchups with you and he together?
They're a great team. They're a great team, and he's as good as it gets. Him and his staff, game planning wise, they got great players. You tip your hat to them, honestly. I know you're not supposed to say that, division rival and everything, but we respect those guys. They're a great offense, and they're great coaches, and it's a heck of a matchup. It's probably gonna be like this for a long time. So
that final 4-minute drive, the first that Cooper Kupp gets, the one that K9 gets, and then the big throw to Jaxon. Just what you say about the way that whole drive unfolded.
Awesome. We popped a couple runs, and then stayed aggressive with some of the passes, and Sam made it happen. It was awesome.
Will you tell the story to Jack one day? How do you think he'll start it?
I don't know. Probably won't say anything. Just kind of show him. Let him just experience it. It's just it's a great question. I don't know. I hope he sees what we did with our team and how we played and what type of character this team has, and that's what I hope he takes from the whole thing.
But just in terms of character, you talked about at the top, the resiliency and the next play mentality that you've been telling us.
We needed it. We didn't. Look, they had us on the ropes straight up, and sometimes it was defense making the play. A lot of times it was offense coming in and making the play, special teams, and that's what we believe. We believe that our team is our edge, how we play together.
Maybe have a chance to put them away, and then they got that penalty. Remember the 15-yard penalty? What was your thought? You don't have to now. You survived it, but it could have really been a dark day if they won the game. What did you see there, and is there lessons from that, or what?
I think. Look, Reek's done a tremendous job for us, and you're frustrated in the moment about what's happening, but he just made an emotional decision, and but we got to pick him up. You can't. There's not enough. That's not the time to get all upset. You got to go play the next play. I know they scored the next play, and you got to go rebound and go back. And Reed came back and played well the rest of the game. So, it literally is like 12 is 1. Just keep picking each other up.
I'm curious on your thoughts on when to blitz or not. There was a third down there, maybe a third and 12, where you sent him and you got him. Were you? I don't know how much you did, but what was your sort of calculus there, and when to send extra guys? Did it look like they had some protection?
Well, we weren't covering very well, so we're trying to find some solutions in the back end, and so there's a trade-off when you do so, and the timing of how you do it. They had a great game plan. They did some things on second down that they hadn't done all season, and we had to come up with some new stuff. And frankly, they were really hurting us on second down. So we had to adjust.
So much happened in the second half. It might be easy to kind of forget the first half a little bit, but that sequence at the end where they get the ball, they're trying to drive, and then Nick breaks up a couple passes,
Yeah.
get the ball back in quick touchdowns.
Yeah, I thought Nick played a great game. A lot of plays on the ball. And we're asking him to do a lot of stuff now. He's playing the end line of scrimmage. He's playing both DB spots. That was awesome. And then, because I think we had the drive earlier when we really didn't do anything. And then defense picked it up with a 3 and out, which I don't think we'd done that maybe except for the first drive. And then Sam made the huge play to Jackson. He held on to it after the big hit and made a heck of a play, to score. I think it was a 7 cut to Jax for the touchdown. So. Stayed in there, made a heck of a throw. There's some. Tell you what, it's like I'm not a quarterback expert, but there's some high-powered quarterbacking going on in that game by number 14 for sure.
Can you say about Ken?
Offensive line's been an issue for this team for so many years. This game opened up the run game early and protected Sam pretty well. What did you see from that group, and Charles especially?
Yeah, guys played a great game. Charles banged up, played through it. Yeah, incredible. Guys, team effort. I'm telling you, it literally takes all 7. You talk about George Halani not playing for however many weeks, coming in, practicing for 1 week, getting ready to play, making some big-time plays for us. Just, Cam Akers coming in and playing, just really awesome.
Ken stepping up, 111 yards and a touchdown, stepping in the primary role. What can you say about him?
I'm happy for him. He's just worked. It's all he's done. Now he's had an opportunity to really carry the load, and he's doing a great job. So we're going to need it for one more game.
You talk so much about complementary football, but it seems today in the passing game that you guys had complementary football going on. The big plays downfield, getting it after the catch, chunks, Ken Walker's catch there on that last drive. How critical was it to be able to have that kind of complementary passing attack to get this done today?
Well, I think it's an example of you can't press and you can't just try to go hunt. You can't try to force your way to make plays. What you can do is just keep playing on a play-by-play basis and go through your reads and go through your progressions and take a sack if you need to, throw it away when you need to, and just do that over and over again. And we got great players that, when the ball finds them, they're gonna make plays for us.
Jackson's been so good all season to do what he did.
Just like Sam, it's I'm not surprised, and we need those efforts for us to be productive on offense, and happy for Jax, man. He's guy's an absolute stud.
Cooper there was a sequence, caught a pass, converted third down, walked downfield to help bring something, then he gets the touchdown. The professionalism this guy has, do you marvel at it every day?
I'm just happy. How about that? Coop against his former team, NFC Championship, gets a touchdown. Some whispers before the game, how cool would it be if Coop scored a touchdown today, And he did, so, we love him. He's the best.
Mike, in the first half, Derek Young, Gunner, he looked like he avoided running the punt returner when that guy muffed it.
Yeah.
Missed a chance. Was that an adjustment to settle him in front of the punt returner the second time when he recovered it? Or?
Derek's played great football for us all year. I think in that moment he thought he was playing for the end line when really he should have been in front of the guy. So we just quick fix, back to your rule.
Michael Dixon's punting, it seemed like his punts.
Oh, yeah. We need to flip field position and put the guy on his heels and force him to make a great catch. And unfortunately for him, he dropped it.
Can you help us understand what it took to get Sam ready for this game? You said he hardly practiced this week. What was the week like for him?
Well, coming from the medical folks, it was always optimistic that he was in great. He kept getting better, but I think from I'm not going to put words in Sam's mouth, but just trying to be as smart as possible to get him ready to play. And he was confident, and to come out the way he played by barely practicing, it was just barely throwing the ball. It was really incredible. I mean, it's like should go down as one of the best performances in playoff history, I'd imagine. I mean, it's hard to stack it, but I can't imagine anybody playing any better.
You mentioned Sam and the high-powered quarterback, and the narrative seems like it's followed still. Is he going to make a big mistake? And
yeah, I love it.
Totally clean game. Talk about where talk about it all year, but like where he is now versus where he's come and playing the best game in a big situation.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to make a narrative about this guy, but it's like he's been the same guy since he walked in the door. So it's like you don't want me writing the stories because I would not write the narratives that are out there. I'd be really boring. I'd be like, this guy's the man, and his teammates love him, and he's competitive as crap, and he's tough, and he's really talented, and he's a winner. That would be the story. So don't let me write the story. All right, thank you.
Great game. Feel great. I want to give all glory to God. Win or lose, draw. Wouldn't be here without him, without, the sacrifices that everyone makes, family, friends, teammates, coaches. So super honored, to be a Seahawk and, to give everything, on that field for my brothers. So go ahead.
What's this feeling like?
It's a dream come true, honestly. Just all the work that we put in the off season and the summer, throughout this season, all the people, the doubters, the naysayers, it feels awesome, to have a group, have a collective that, like I said, just plays for the guy next to him. So I'm honored to be a part of that.
What can you say about Sam Darnold's performance, especially with him dealing with the injury and being limited in practice and being able to make some of those throws, including the one that got first down in that last drive, throwing the football in that situation? What do you say about the way?
I mean, just a true leader, true competitive leader. He led us today. Can't say enough about Sam, man. It's been a great first year. We got one more to go, but for him to overcome what he has to overcome, I'm rolling with Sam all day. So, we believe in him. This building believe in him. The city believe in him, and it's awesome to run out on the field with him.
Can you take us through the sequence at the end of the first half? We had the long pass, we hit pretty hard, and then you got the touchdown goal play back there.
Yeah, post route, Sam threw a great ball, just had to go get it. Could kind of feel the defender coming, so just wanted to secure the ball.
Jax, the role Coop played didn't have a ton of catches, but the ones he did have seemed just huge. Touchdown, third down conversions.
Yeah.
What do you say about him?
I mean, I've known that he was going to come in clutch, just the way he prepares, and, he's ready for this moment, play after play, like he's locked in, in the run game and the pass game. And, for us to have a guy that we can count on like Coop, it just takes this team to another level.
Could you place the one-handed grab? Take us through that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think I could catch it with two hands, so just, whatever it takes, for us to get the job done, I'm going to do. If I got to catch it with my toe, finger, it doesn't matter, just reach out and catch the ball.
You said this meant a little bit more to Cooper, that it was against his old team to get his first touchdown here and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, super happy for him. Like I said, we wouldn't be the team we are without Coop. Just what he brings on and off the field. He's a true leader, a true warrior, and, it's an honor to line up next to him. And how he's elevated my game, I can't thank him enough.
Jax, you've been talking all year when we ask you about accomplishments, you're about the team goals. Just to be wearing that hat, celebrating teammates going to Super Bowl, what's
this is better than any individual award or goal that I had in mind. And, this is the ultimate goal that we've had, get to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. And, this feeling is something that I can't really explain. I'm just super proud of everyone involved.
You said it's a dream come true. Do you remember the first Super Bowl you watched, or when it kind of really became a dream for you? Or?
Yeah, first Super Bowl I watched, Larry Fitzgerald and the Steelers. That's kind of the one I remember in, like today. I'm ready to give put everything on the line, whatever it takes. I'm willing to get it done.
Jaxon, it seemed like this was maybe the best game you guys have had in terms of having a complementary passing game. Getting shots downfield, attacking the intermediate, getting yards after the catch, Cup's touchdown just being one example. How critical was that for you guys in a close game like this to be hit on all cylinders, all different types of passes, being able to spread the ball around?
Super critical, super critical. I don't think our guys get enough credit for, winning games. It's about winning games, and if we need the run game has won us games. The pass game has, come up clutch and, has done their thing. And like I said, whatever it takes, that's the mentality we have.
During your time here in Seattle, you certainly experienced plenty of struggles. Again, not you personally, the team has struggled against the 49ers and the Rams. I mean, what does it mean now to not only just get to the Super Bowl, but you had to beat both of those teams on the way there?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely sweeter, beating those divisional rivals, and it's a little bit extra when you play those guys. We know each other, so it's just the ultimate chess battle, the ultimate war. So all credit to those guys, though. They fought their tails off. I have nothing but respect for those guys over there, and like I said, super proud of our guys and how we came out and got the victory.
When did you know that this team could be a special team, a special season?
Honestly, just playing, practice. Honestly, going against these guys and practice, and the way Sam's talking about, meeting Sam and the way he talks about going through his process and what he likes to do and playmaking ability. So I've said it before. We got a special group that can do it. I said it before the season, and it still holds true.
Yeah, it's been tight since you got drafted. To see him come through those two plays on the final stop, just what was that like watching him?
You can count on Spoon. You can count on him to be here, to be ready, to be accountable for himself. So, he's an ultimate leader, ultimate competitor, and it's an honor that we got drafted in the same round, same class. So, that's my brother for life.
Here we go. I can't describe it, man. This is everything that we prayed for, everything that we worked for, man. To see those guys celebrating in that locker room, because, man, we won the West, won the division. Now we NFC champs is nothing better. So I'm excited, ready for this opportunity.
The last time that you guys lost a game, you were very public and backing up your QB. To see Sam have this game on this stage, how satisfying is that? Very,
very. Everything that I said, stood on it. Sam, what he had, like 300 some yards? Hooping. Sam's a baller. Like I said, man, doubt Sam if you want to. Sam's going to show up every time. And that's what we known, and that's why I stood on that night for him, and I'll do it all over again.
They were able to get some yards, get some big plays, but you guys got the stop you needed at the end. Pat and Spoon making plays in the end zone on those last plays. What does that say about your defense?
It's just, like we said, not even a bend, don't break mentality. It's more so protect the blade of grass. Like we said it all year, like no matter if they take a 60-yard pass and they get down to the one, we feel like we can stop them. So regardless of what's going on in the game, man, snap after snap, that's what I kept telling the guys. Keep going, push.
Somebody who has Super Bowl experience, kind of what's your message to your teammates here in the next few days?
So for me, it's like I step away a little bit from this part because honestly, my Super Bowl experience is in LA. We didn't go anywhere. I think here we'll have to go like a week in advance. So I'm a little new to this as myself. Like we didn't have much media. I think it was COVID time, so I'm new to it myself.
Ernest, do you think maybe you appreciate this run going through the second time as a more experienced guy that understands how hard it is versus a rookie? You just kind of we're in the Super Bowl.
1,000%. That's why I spoke to the group maybe a couple weeks ago. I was really speaking to Nick because I'm like, man, me personally, I'm out there with AD, a bunch of guys who are legends, and I didn't just want to mess it up. And I was playing timid, playing scared. And I told Nick, hey, be the reason why we go win. And Nick made some hell of plays tonight. But to do it, to go through that team and to do what we did today, I'm just thankful.
We've heard a lot about the culture that you guys have built inside your organization. How big of a factor do you think that is for you guys being where you are right now?
It happened today because there was moments in that game where, honestly, I don't think they were doing anything special. It was just us. And then, you feel that in the game where it's us, that we're making the mistakes. And, you start getting a little aggravated or getting upset with one another. But I think what we built made us all come back down to ground zero and go out there and get those stops we needed.
Ernest, I'm sure this feeling would be the same regardless of who you beat to get to the Super Bowl, but there has to be a little more juice here, beating the team that drafted you and then traded you away, and being able to get to the Super Bowl against them.
No, for sure. Like, it's a lot that I would like to say, but God's granted us this win, so humbly, I move past, man. I'm just glad my group, my team, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Ernest, what did you see from Sam when he referenced Week 11, when you so publicly and so forcefully defended him the way you did? What did you see that you felt that he would come through like this eventually?
A guy that like the next day, Sam was back in there early. Sam was getting everything that needed to be fixed from that week before. But Sam impressed me by, like, he can just move forward. Like he was saying, earlier in the week. He's going to let it rip. That's what he's going to do. Like, Sam trusts his arm, he trusts his ability, and we trust Sam. So all you got to do is give Sam, that encouragement or whatever the case may be. Let him know that we got his back, and he's able to lead us to a Super Bowl.
Where's the drive after Reek's penalty? You guys able to get the big stop on 4th down. Just what was your reaction to your guys' ability to be resilient to come up with that huge stop?
I started, honestly, in that moment laughing because it's like, bro, we worked on these death zone moments. When our back's against the wall, man, we worked on these moments. So I knew we were going to rise to the occasion, just a matter of who was going to do it.
What kind of crisis management were you doing in that moment on the sideline there?
Honestly, it wasn't much. Guys were a little mad for like 2, 3, 20, 30 seconds, and then once I start getting a little mad, we all kind of calmed down a little bit. So it was able to just kind of ease everything through.
You've known Cooper Kupp for a while now. For him to come through with 3rd down catches, a touchdown against former team, just what was it like seeing him do that? I'm
most happy for Coop, man. I know I've been in that position. I've been there. I've left that place. So I know everything he went through. I know this feels good for him, and I'm happy. I'm happy we were able to do it.
Ernest, you just beat the league's #1 offense in the NFC Championship. What does that do for the defense's confidence going into the Super Bowl?
I think it gives us confidence, knowing that, one, that we can beat them, but two, like, it was good those plays happened, so that therefore when we, prepare for Patriots, right? We prepare for the Patriots, we kind of know what we got to stop, what we need to get better on. So honestly, for me, the plays that they made, they're also just learning moments for us.
Great team win. Great team win. We came out, we did exactly what we wanted to do on offense. I thought that was a great first touchdown drive, and then kind of hit a lull, in the second, third quarter. Got things going a little bit there in between those lulls, I guess. But just a total, complete team win. Special teams stepping up on the muff punt. Derek, recovering that was huge for us, especially going into half. So, and then getting the ball back. Our defense just playing lights out. That 4th down they hit. I think it was 4th and 4, something like that. Just an incredible stop by our guys. So just like I said, complete team win, and very proud of this group.
Sam, that last drive, you guys had 2nd and 6 down in the shadow of your goal line, and then you guys had another 2nd down that you guys threw it on. You had a bootleg. How much confidence that inspired for the entire offense in that situation where a lot of teams might just run to put the ball in your hands and the receiver's hands to go win the game?
Yeah. We practice these situations all the time. I feel like I say that, whenever we do really good things situationally. You guys ask about the situations, and it's just because we practice it all the time. We practice it every single day almost. So our coaches are really confident, not only in myself, but in our entire offense to just go out there and execute whatever play is called. And they know in those 4-minute kind of situations that I'm going to take care of it and, keep the clock running if I have to.
Have you ever practiced less over a full week and then played?
It's a great question. I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah.
Were you concerned at all about the lack of practice time?
Not really. I think, I've actually talked to my teammates about this, but, I think we, middle of the season, week 9 or 10, I think it might have been a bigger problem, but with all the reps that we've accumulated throughout the season and throughout training camp, OTAs, all that stuff, I wasn't really concerned about, timing or anything like that on certain routes.
Physically, just how'd you feel playing through the injury for a 2nd straight week?
Yeah, I felt good. Felt good.
Sam, almost poetic for Cooper Kupp the way that wound up. Is that gratifying for you, knowing what he's meant to the team?
You know, I know Coop doesn't think about it like that, but, you know, just for him to just be able to step up on a day-to-day basis for us, not only in games but in practice in the facility, like he's a true leader for us. I feel like I say that all the time when I talk about him, but it's true. You know, he's a great leader and someone who's just going to continue to do his job every single day.
Let's say about just the way Jax played, the one-handed catch, the deep ball over the middle where he takes a big shot.
Yeah, the one-handed catch. I mean, I'm not really surprised at this point anymore about you know, some of the stuff that Jax does on a football field, but yeah, he's a great player, and you know, I can't give enough kudos to the guys around him as well in the skill group. You know, the other receivers, Sheed stepping up, Bobo having a good game. You know, you talk about all the running backs that stepped up. George Halani stepping up for Sharps. The way that he did tonight was huge. Obviously, Ken doing his thing, and our tight ends. Our tight ends do it all. And you know, obviously the offensive line as well. They do a good job. But yeah, just our entire offense has been clicking, and you know, we're a tight group, and I think that's, you know, you can kind of see that with the way we play.
So the way your teammates talk about you, the way your coaches talk about you, stand up for you, how rewarding is it in the biggest game of the season to have a huge performance the way you did and sort of validate all that, you know, that talk that they support you with?
Yeah, you know, it's great. It's great that, you know, I feel that support, you know, not with only their words, but, you know, just with how everyone treats each other in the building. There's a lot of respect that goes around the building. Everyone respects the work that, you know, we all put into this great game. And so, you know, I'm happy to be a part of this team, man. This group and this coaching staff is just, you know, I'm really happy to be here, happy to be in this position. I'm just going to continue to do the best that I can to put this team in positions to win football games.
So you could you reflect on the guy that was seen go 6 years ago against the Patriots? Now you're going to see him again, the biggest game of your life. Just maybe what you say to that guy back then, or what the biggest evolution is within you over that period of time.
Yeah, I almost forgot about it, so thanks. No, you're joking. You're good. No, I think for me, like, you know, there was a lot that I didn't know back then, so you know, I'm just going to continue to learn and grow in this great game, and you know, there's a lot of stuff that I can get better from today. Even, you know, I feel like I missed some throws out there that I shouldn't miss. You know, there were some things offensively that I feel like we can do better. So we're always looking to get better. I'm always looking to get better. So that's the great part about this game is, you know, you win an NFC Championship and you win games throughout the season, but there's always ways that you can look to get better.
Sam, Jake Bobo wasn't always active for a lot of these games. Throw a touchdown pass, you know, in a big situation, you knew he'd catch it, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Bobo's the man. He's, you know, he's stepped up for us, you know, in other ways throughout the season. You know, blocking, doing his thing on teams, but you know, he came up big as well last week. You know, with that third down conversion. So, you know, you know, me personally, and I know the coaches and the other players as well have a ton of trust in him.
What did you see from him on that play as you go to him in the back of the end zone there?
Yeah, they just brought, you know, their two pressure, you know, where they bring the corner and play cover two behind it. And Bobo ran a great route. You know, he ran a great route on the corner, who ended up being that half player. And, you know, I just tried to put it in a position to where he could, you know, put himself in between the ball and the defender.
Last question.
Sam, you were the first quarterback from your draft class. A draft class that includes Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. You're the first one to make it to a Super Bowl. What does that mean to you personally?
Yeah, I actually made it in 23 as well when I was in San Francisco. So, no, I'm just messing with you. No, it's unbelievable, man. Just you know, obviously those are great players, but you know, just it's more so the team. You know, just the hard work that we've put in throughout this season, OTAs, training camp. I talk about it a lot, but and I know every team works really hard in that off season when we're just working together. But to be able to go against that defense every single day, you know, that got us better as an offense, and I know they could say the same thing about us. So, yeah, we take it day by day, and that's the beauty about this team and these guys in that locker room, this coaching staff, is, you know, we're going to celebrate tonight, we're going to celebrate tomorrow in the meeting, and then we're going to move on, and everyone's going to look to see how they can get better for this game coming up in a couple weeks.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
How are we going?
Julian, How do you sum up your feelings here, especially early in your career, not even getting to play very many playoff games, and now you get to play in a Super Bowl?
Take it easy, all right? It's surreal. I mean, yeah, hugging Leo after, obviously, we've been through some shit. But I would not be here, without this special unit, top down, obviously from John to Mike, and then the guys on the field. I just love playing with these guys.
What was kind of the vibe when they moved down to the 6th there, and they had the second and 4? They're right on the doorstep, and then you guys get the 3 straight stops.
Yeah, I mean, the offense is obviously good. They're making a lot of plays out there today, but just like anything, it's like, all right, they got to earn it. We knew that they were going to make plays. They're a good offense. But if we could be situationally good, then we can have our way in this game. And red zone, we came down to it. We made some critical plays. Spoon made a few of them. There's man on man. We just needed to show up in that moment.
It's been big for you guys all year. Just for him to come up with two pass breakups and around 3rd, 4th down. What do you think of him?
Yeah, it was said early this season that he's just the heart of our defense. He just is the essence. Like Spoon is it. He plays with just such a raw energy. And we love him for it. He plays with it. He lives with it. He walks down the hallway at the facility. I'm sure you guys hear him. Spoon. And we feed off of that. And so, him making those plays, I think was pretty fitting.
Julian, the playoffs, it can be difficult at times for rookies, especially in this kind of stage. To see Nick even worry on that last drive in the first half, coming with back-to-back pass breakups to get the ball back to the offense. How have you seen him handle this situation? Playing in the playoffs for the first time as a rookie and elevating his game in these opportunities?
Yeah, I think he's approached all this with a lot of humility. I think he is constantly open to, coaching, feedback, any advice from me or any of the leaders. He carries a chip on his shoulder. He has swag. He's fiery. He's for sure a YN, but he's a humble one. And so in that moment, we're excited. I mean, he's making some good plays because he's been making plays for us the entire season.
How did you guys kind of get it back on track after the sequence where Reed got the penalty and they scored the touchdown and things like that?
I mean, I just try to enforce the message that, listen, obviously don't do that. It's not smart. But all right, it happened. What are we going to do now? We have 15 minutes left to punch our ticket. So let's blow up here. And so that's what we did.
Your quarterback has had some criticisms about his play against the Rams or in the postseason or whatever else. For him to go out and do what he did in this game, 3 touchdowns, 300-some yards, no turnovers, what did he show you guys?
Hey, man, he probably just got lucky today again. That's what they like to say, right? I don't know. I think I have a perspective on Sam because I started my career in New York. He got a bad rap early, and I just think it's not fitting of who he is as a person, as a player. He shows up to work. He works hard. He's humble about it. He takes no shortcuts in the process. Everyone in the building loves him. He's just a good guy. You guys talk to him. He's just a guy you can enjoy playing golf with, a guy that you take pride in him leading you on the field. And so I think all that criticism is not warranted. I mean, the proof's in the pudding this whole year. He showed up when it mattered, and he won us the game today.
Do you see that, that connection with Sam and Leo playing with him in New York and having several guys that were in the New York market? Do you see that as kind of a part of the unity with this team that you guys can share that's helped you guys get to this point?
For sure. I mean, we're a young team, but we have a lot of different perspective and experience from all sorts of places. You have D-Law, you have Sam, myself, Leo, EJ's been around the block, Coop. You have that, but then you have homegrown guys that we were able to get in the draft, and it just created a very cool environment. Everyone's feeding off each other. Everyone has a say in the room, and it's not just talk, it's real. If somebody sees something, they say something. And you guys have been in the locker room with us. I mean, it's all led with love. We are very unserious as a unit. We are constantly messing around. But when it's time to dial it in, we do. And so I'll put it to this. I just enjoy going to work every day, every morning, and I leave relatively happy. So that's good.
What's that moment like in there? We saw everybody kind of posting for pictures. You got the trophy in there, the cigars. Just kind of what's that like going through that?
Yeah, I mean, those cigars, I love a good cigar after a game, and it's good to get in this moment. I don't know, man. I swear this is our vibe on a Wednesday before and after practice. Maybe a little less substances like the cigars, but I don't know. We enjoy being around each other. It's very real. There's very little ego. Everyone has a chip on their shoulder, but it's put to a good purpose and a good cause, and that's why we created the whole MLB thing. It's our mission over any BS.
How much do you think that camaraderie helped you guys? After Reek's penalty, that could have easily put you guys back, but instead you picked him up, I guess, as a team.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's my role. I mean, I'm pretty much the glue guy of this defense. Have decent emotional intelligence, and I just know in that moment, he understands what he did. It was a poor decision. Okay, whatever. We need him. He's going to win the game for us this fourth quarter. We had 15, 16 minutes left to play. So I know if people were going to, try to hold him accountable in an aggressive way, we were going to get nothing out of it. And so it's like, dude, don't do that again, obviously. But I love you, and you're going to make plays for us. And so that's how we approach things.
Thanks. Thank you. Appreciate it.